Hi, it's Louisa here. So we've been having a conversation about the skin. So let's talk about movement and the skin. So when we move or stretch, then our skin ideally is able to adapt and recoil. There's quite a bit of elasticity in it. And ideally we are nicely hydrated, which helps the glide and the slide in the connective tissue system. But what happens if we have stress in the system? So we need a little bit of stress or tension. Think about it as movement. So if we have a little bit of stress and tension, think when you do stretches of the body, so then the skin has that opportunity to have that give, that little bit of elasticity to help us move and ease. And then we have the opposite. So when you're compressing, so if we're kind of sitting or if you're standing on your feet a lot, the skin is different and much more firmer underneath the feet, as we've mentioned before. So if we have more of a compression, that type of weighted stress and overload, then that can be seen in terms of the skin and the different reaction that you get as the tissues are much more closer together. They can become kind of boggy, less elastic and give, so that if they're under for too much compression for too length of time. And then again, similarly, if you've got that stretch through the skin and the connective tissue system, so if it's that stretch too long, too stretched, too long, then that can have an impact in excess strain and tension through the system. And think about the skin and the connective tissue like two guide ropes on a tent. So if everything is equally balanced and we have that even strain distribution and the tensegrity, then if one side is tipping over too much, then it's like this side is like constantly, I'm gonna fall. So there's much more tension on one side. And that can happen with misalignment and different things. And another way that excess stress, so often if there's stress in the system, then that can be seen as we get rashes in the body, and you can or raised inflammation through the skin and excess heat in the skin. So those are different ways that we can see and experience when there's issues with the connective tissue and the body's trying to deal with the stress and actually clear out any excess stress and tension, because the body's always trying to bring you back to that homeostasis. And so the skin, as we mentioned before, is one of the largest organs to help to dispel and clear and detox the body.